My name is Jessie Easton, and this is Write the Hard Thing. For those of you who haven't joined me before, this is just our weekly invitation to pause and to ground and just to connect to your body and your breath and your writing and to just see what part of your story wants to come through. So, just to give you a little of an idea of how the flow will look today, we start with a prompt, and prompts are really just like doorways, right, into the story, into our subconscious. Sometimes they're mirrors. Either way, they are just like entry points, and they are helpful in terms of you're not coming to the page, like the blank page, and not knowing, having nowhere to start, right? It's just like a gentle entry point into the story. So I really like working with prompts, but if the prompt doesn't land with you today, no worries. Just go with your own thread or just use this time and see what comes up. And after I do the prompt, I will take us through a short grounding just to help us settle into the body and into the prompt itself. And after that, we will write for 10 minutes together. And then we will title our piece. And I think titling can be a really important way to just show this time and these pieces that they are worthy of a title. And it really helps us get to the shape of what we are bringing up, right? Get to the center of it. So after titling, we will go through another little grounding just to kind of settle us back into our day. It's just a nice little reset. It kind of sounds like a lot, but the whole thing really only takes like 20 minutes. And yeah, today, I mean, it's really not about touching your hardest story or your scariest story or your biggest story, right? Unless you want to. Like, if you want to push yourself to the edge of that comfort, go for it. But just be gentle and use your breath and your body and let it guide you to what you actually like want to write about, right? Like, these sessions are really about showing up and just making space and feeling safe as we get into our stories. So, when you're writing, you're not trying to write something perfect or even make it good, right? We're just making time to see what's there and to write stream of consciousness. Like, you never know what's going to show up when you come to this space. So, yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, and just try not to overthink it, right? I really can't stress that enough. Like, sometimes when we go to our hard stories or to write anything really, as writers, we live a lot in our heads. And so we get into our analytical mind and our thinking mind. And our thinking mind will often hand us like the safe version of a memory or the summary version of the memory. But what we're really looking for is that body memory and that kind of felt truth that is charged and still is like living in us from that memory. And so that's kind of why we go in through the body. So just try to stay close as you're writing and stay close to your senses, and that kind of helps us. So with today's prompt, you can make it as heavy or as light as you would like it to be. It is write about the object you carried everywhere as a kid. So, I'm going to take us through a grounding to kind of settle us into that and see what comes up. I do want to say that my son is home from school today because he's got a little cold. Oh, you may hear some sounds of child play, and I hopefully that's not too disruptive. Um, so, just wherever you are, try to find some stillness. Just take a moment to arrive. And you can close your eyes if that feels good for you. And take a slow breath in through your nose and exhale, just releasing. Feel the weight of your body in the chair, your seat supported, Now bring to mind your younger self. Keep breathing. Stay with your breath. Stay with your body. See what they're holding in their hands. Whatever shows up first, just trust it and take another slow inhale. Feeling the texture of it. And exhale. Letting your body remember how it felt to hold it. Inhale, letting the memory rise. And exhale, softening into it. Take one more deep breath in and a slow exhale out. Okay, when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, Michelle, I saw you joined through the grounding. Our prompt today is write about the object you carried everywhere as a kid. So I'm going to turn my screen around so you can see the prompt, and for anyone else to see the prompt if they show up late, hopefully you can see it, and I will start the timer. Okay. Remember, you can go as heavy or as light with this. That's calling to you today. Sunday, Santiago, would you recommend handwriting versus typing? I like to handwrite these, but I would say, however, you like whatever comes natural for you, um, is the way to go with it. And because, it's 10 minutes. So you want to get to the center of what you want to say in that ideally, And so if that's through typing, then that's great. There's no wrong way, right? So we're going to start the timer now, and I will let you know when you have 1 minute left. Okay. You have about 1 minute left. Start wrapping up the last threads. Okay. Wow, it goes by so fast. I'm like, I have had like 3 more words to finish this line. Um, and sorry, I do need to finish it because I don't want to forget. I love like doing these alongside of you. It's like something always comes up. Um, okay. Wasn't the exact line I had in my head, but it's something. Okay. So, mm, I would love to take a second to title our pieces. Um, yeah, even if it's just one word or like the feeling underneath the piece, just take a minute and think about what would make sense and what you are trying to get at. Um, and if you would like, I would love to have you drop in the chat. I love to see what comes up for you. A lot can be said in a title, um, even if it's just a few words. I think mine is going to be the idea of her, and it's about my mom because I'm always writing about my mother. Um, my object was a piece of like silk lingerie that was my mom's that I used as a security blanket. It was like my like little thing that I carried everywhere. And I wrote about like what that meant and how I was always trying to uh carry like a piece of her with me, even though most of my childhood I didn't have her because she was in prison. Um and also how even the moments when I was with her I was, like, still gripping that piece of lingerie, like, the idea like, it was like an idea, right? Like, the idea of her felt safer than the actual her, um, or, like, maybe brought more comfort because she had this way of vanishing, right? And whereas this thing, I could really grip it and hold it, and it was mine, and I had this control over where it went, and anyways, so it was interesting. And then I also kind of read about how like writing helped me hold both the idea of her and the truth of her. And even like through writing my memoir helped me release the idea of her and let the truth of her like exist and have its own space and kind of own experience. So anyways, a couple titles came through. Michelle Dowd says, "A smile was my plea." You always have the best titles, Michelle. And I don't know if you are sharing any of the pieces that come up ever, but I'm always so interested. Michelle, oh, you have another. I carried a smile. Um, thank you for sharing. I love to see what comes up in this space. So I'm going to take us through short grounding to end. So yeah, if it feels good, you can close your eyes and just come back to your body. Just let your body settle into the chair. Feel the support holding you up. And let your hands rest gently on your thighs or your heart, wherever they feel most at home. And take a slow breath in through your nose and a longer breath out your mouth. You can release your shoulders, soften your jaw. Breathe in again, this time into your belly, and exhale even slower. Now gently press your fingertips together. Just notice the texture, the temperature, the aliveness there. Feel that sensation, the way of telling your body that you are here. You are safe. Take one last deep breath in and release. Okay. You can open your eyes if you close them. Thank you. Thank you for doing this with me. I love having you here. A title came through at the start of the grounding from Sunday Santiago. They say behind closed doors. Yeah. Um, well, I have something similar, right? Last week we wrote about a room that we remembered, like from childhood. So that kind of came up for me as well last week. So we will do this again next week. I think it's on Tuesday at noon Eastern. Um, Lillian says book shame. Thank you for sharing, Lillian. Michelle Wood says curious girl. I love these titles coming through. Sometimes I ask for titles and it's just like silence. People are just not in the mode. So I love the sharing. But I also think it's fine if like we can't, sometimes we can't come up. It's really hard to come up with a title. I really struggle sometimes. And that's kind of why I add this as part of the practice because it's a challenge and it's really good for us to stretch ourselves. Um, so yeah, next week the prompt we'll have a new prompt, but the rhythm will be the same. So we will ground at the start and end of the practice. Um, oh, Jennifer, thank you for coming in and sticking around even at the end. I do the grounding is it's so important and I find myself getting so relaxed just my even doing it, even facilitating it. It is just such a powerful practice, even just taking a couple minutes for yourself to breathe and spend this time with our bodies. Next week, I'm so excited. I get to teach at Right to Obey. I get to teach this practice in a very expanded session. It's like a 2.5 hour session. And I'm really excited to just really dive in with the group there. It's like really intimate and we're going to get into our feels, which I love. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do this on Tuesday. And I'll probably will do like 3 more of these like 10-minute sessions um, to close out November. Maybe there's one in December. I can't remember. And then I think I'm going to take some time to just be with my family at the end of the year. And then next year, I don't know. I think this space is going to look a little different. I might be moving it to Zoom, maybe making it a little longer so we can dive in a little bit more and have some chats and I could see your faces and just like really connect. Um, I've been yearning for that through like this whole kind of season of offering these is just seeing being in a space with others. So yeah, we'll see. But anyways, we'll still do at least I think like 3 more. So if you can show up and make this part of your practice, I love having you and still love connecting with you here. Um and seeing familiar names pop up and new names. It's been such a beautiful way to connect with this community. So I hope you have a lovely weekend and I will see you next week.